What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA, and hey, hats off to the folks over there for Jurassic World Dominion that crossed the $1 billion threshold at the worldwide box office. Huge number. You got to give them credit for that. Not a comic book movie, right? It seems like the comic book movies took a backseat to Top Gun and to Jurassic World this year. Not too many other films are going to crack $1 billion at the worldwide box office. So you got to give Jurassic World Dominion some credit. And that should be like the big news coming out of that particular film. But of course, we have a whiny actress that wants to complain about something that just makes absolutely no sense. Here we go. Bryce Dallas Howard. I was asked to lose weight before filming Jurassic World Dominion, but my director protected me. In an industry where you get paid millions and millions of dollars to play pretend, that they will always find something to cry about. Like there's always a problem in the industry. Oh, they're asking me to lose weight. You poor thing. Oh, you poor dear. How much money did you get for this loss of 15 to 20 pounds? Okay, did you get some money? Oh yeah, we're gonna give you $8 million or whatever, but oh, you poor thing, right? You ain't even the star of the movie, and you just have found every possible way that you can complain about being in this movie. Don't be in movies if you don't want to lose weight, okay? If the filmmakers say, hey, you need to drop a couple of pounds, we just want you to be able to look a certain kind of way, that's what we have as far as our vision is concerned, then you just go with the flow, or you say, deuces, I'm up out of here, all right? That's what I'm tripping off of. And they always come out and say this stuff after they've collected the check. After they collect the check, now I want to complain about all of the stuff that I had to do to collect that check. Just walk your little tail up out of there. You don't have to take the money. It's the same thing with this one. Charlize Theron says male director made her do multiple costume fittings to look more effable. Having some guy make you have a fitting almost in front of them, stuff like that, it's really belittling. Again, it goes back to the same thing. It's just a matter of principles, right? Like, I've personally turned down jobs that I just didn't feel, you know what, that's not going to be a good fit for me. That's not going to be a good fit for me. It's nothing wrong with the job. It's just not going to be a fit for me because of my sensibilities of who I am, all right? And I've said no to certain jobs because of that. Back at times where I could have used the job. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think that one's going to quite work for me. Let me go look for something else, all right? It's the same thing in Hollywood, all right? If somebody is putting you in a position that you're uncomfortable with, say no. Don't take the role. It's that simple. If you feel some kind of way about it, if your principles have been violated, just say, you know what? Not for me. You don't accept the money. You throw up the deuces and you walk your little tail out of there, okay? You don't complain about it 30 years later. It's ridiculous. Look how they start the article off. Charlize Theron is done letting men dictate her fashion choices on screen. Nobody ever had to dictate anything to you again, lady. You can take your butt up out of there. Say, hey, man, I'm not doing this. Oh, you got these little... I'm not getting in that dress. I'm not wearing that clothing. No, I'm out of here. Unless you want to change it. You don't want to change it? Okay. Nobody's got a gun to your head. Nobody's forcing you to do this stuff, okay? You're doing it of your own free volition. You got paid checks to do it, and you was cool with it. The actress who is set to star in Netflix's The Old Guard 2 and School for Good and Evil recalled an experience with an unnamed male director who she said had her attend multiple costume fittings in an attempt to sexualize both her and her character. I remember one movie in particular, this male director who kept bringing me in fitting after fitting after fitting, she told Harper's Bazaar, and it was just so obvious that it was to do with my sexuality and how effable they could make me in the movie. And when I started out, that was the kind of the norm. And yeah, that's the norm. Like if you're a little known actress or actor, okay, you're gonna have to jump in and just take whatever roles are available, all right? They ain't gonna be giving you the Meryl Streep treatment right off the bat. You're gonna actually have to build up your resume, okay, build up your brand. You're gonna have to take some roles that you may or may not like, but you know what? That's part of the game, okay? That's part of the game. You got to pay your dues, okay? You're not just going to walk in and get anything out you want, and then some of these directors going to be like, nah, let's make her a little bit more sexy. And that's the crazy thing, because Charlize Theron's career was helped in large part or some part because she was a young, attractive woman and she was able to secure roles based on that. So when directors and producers saw her and cast her in their films, I'm pretty sure part of that was because she was an attractive woman. As far as Charlize Theron acting is concerned, she's a good actress. I find her decent, you know. I think she's mostly believable. She really never commits that sin of overacting, unlike the other chick we were just talking about. Bryce Dallas Howard is one of the biggest over actresses in the world. Nevertheless, she's a fine actress. She's not an overacting ham, but I would be lying if I was saying she's some kind of great thespian, all right? She's not Meryl Streep. She's not Kate Blanchett. She's not even Scarlett Johansson. She's just a good actress. You know, a good, solid actress, really good in action films. I like the fact that she gets physical in her action films and she takes up those roles. Good. Fine. Like her on those levels all the way around. But she's not like some great actress, and she's never been that. So for her to complain, oh, well, you know, they made me put on this dress, that dress, or these types of sexy outfits because they were trying to like sexy me up for the cameras or whatever. Hey, man, don't take the role. Don't take the role. Go get work with your acting ability and see how far you get with that. Okay? Because she had to build her brand and build her career based on, in large part, her looks. Let's just be honest about that. That's how she got the role she got. She had to go out there and build up her brand and her resume, you know, so she's taking role after role. She worked a lot. You know, if you go back and look at her early career, she worked a lot of roles, okay? And a lot of people were like, oh yeah, that sexy chick that was in 2 Days in the Valley, yeah, get her on in here. We want to get her into a nice little role for our film. And she did that so that she could ultimately take on more challenging roles like she did in Monster, all right? She could take on those kind of challenging roles after she built herself up for so long, right? Taking on role after role, sharpening her craft, getting better as an actress. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna cast you in this particular movie, and boom, she wins an Oscar. Hey, congratulations to that. You did what you had to do to get where you got. Nobody had a gun to your head, all right? I just don't get it. Earlier in the interview, Theron shared that she had been irked by men making decisions about her outfit since the beginning of her career. Having absolutely no control over what you're wearing is a big one that really effing annoyed me for years, she said. Having some guy make you have a fitting almost in front of them, stuff like that is really belittling. Theron added that there was no conversation around the outfit selection process at all when she was first starting out. Instead, she said it was like, this is what you're wearing. Yeah, you're not in a position to pull any kind of rank or anything like that when you first starting out. You gotta pay your dues. That's what everybody has to do. That's life. I can't walk in, oh, I'm brand new in this position. I'm gonna tell people, nah, that don't work that way, okay? There's a lot of other people, especially in a competitive industry like Hollywood. There's a ton of people that they could have got to take your role, okay? You did that because you had to. You know, what would have been a better answer in this situation would have been like, hey, you know what? When I was a sexy young thing back at the beginning of my career, I absolutely had to do what I had to do. I used my beauty and my sex appeal to get roles so that I could become a better actress. Now I can do the kind of roles I want. And that really is empowering for me, or something to that effect. All right. Quit complaining that, oh, man, I had to do all this stuff and all these men had control over me. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo. I'm just so fed up with all of the complaining from actors and actresses that had to do all of this stuff. Like going back to Bryce Dallas Howard. And she said her weight was a discussion, you know, among studio executives. The conversation came up again before shooting Dominion. She said, Colin Trevorrow swooped in and rejected such demands. What being in this third film allowed, how do I say this? I've been asked not to use my natural body in cinema, Howard said. On the third movie, it was actually there because there were so many women cast. It was something that Colin felt strongly about in terms of protecting me because the conversation came up again. We need to ask Bryce to lose weight. I don't know how big she looked. I mean, she looked all right in the movie to me. I don't know how big she looked to them. You know, I guess in the eyes of the studio execs, they wanted to have a completely different look, you know. She has, of course, put on some weight since the very first Jurassic World. So, you know, maybe they felt like, all right, you know, try to get back down to what, you know, we think is going to be pleasing to the audiences or whatever, for whatever reason, you know. But they asked, you know, hey, you know what? You don't have to take the role. You can say, no, I don't want to lose weight. And we will write your little character up out, all the way up out of the role, and we will cast somebody else, or we will do something different, okay? It wouldn't have been that hard to erase that particular character from the movie, but nevertheless, they left her in there. You never hear this stuff coming from actors, all right? Like, part of being an actor is looking the part, okay? You don't have to gain weight. You have to lose weight. You have to put color in your hair, your eyes. You got to look the part. You know, that's just part of the business. You have to do stuff to your body to get the look that the filmmakers are going for, right? I mean, I don't understand why this is some kind of a controversial situation that she has to complain about. And then you think about like all the guys that are doing these superhero movies and taking on superhero roles and everything. You know, it's like, hey, Chris Evans, I'm gonna need you to bulk up. I need you to put on some muscle, get a six pack going. Okay, you're gonna have to, you know, eat right. You're gonna have to drink nothing but water. You're gonna have to work out with our trainers. But you're gonna do that for about a month, and then your body is gonna be just what we want, so that we can go ahead and move forward and start shooting this film. Same with Chris Hemsworth. Okay, we saw Chris Pratt. He had to get in shape when it came for him doing Guardians of the Galaxy. Sometimes you got to make these moves, but you never hear these men complain complaining, oh man, they made me put on all this. Oh, they made me. Give me my money so I can wipe my tears. Like, get out of here, man. I'm tired of this stuff. You remember The Machinist? Like that movie with Christian Bale? That dude dropped all the way down to like 120 pounds. You know, did they ask you to lose that kind of weight? Like, I need you to go to complete anorexia? No, they probably asked her, hey man, drop a little bit of pounds, you know, go on a quick little diet, couple of weeks, hit the treadmill a little bit, drop some weight. All right, cool. That's perfect. That's what we're looking for. Let's go ahead and shoot this movie and get up out of here. Then you can get fat again if you want to. I don't care. But I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. These actresses, they just complain. They find something to complain while they're sitting on top of millions and millions of dollars. But nevertheless, folks, what do you think about this situation, man? These actresses cannot stop whining to save their lives. There's always something wrong with Hollywood. Instead of you just saying, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not a participant in this. I'll go ahead and try to figure something else out. But you know what? Oh, you know good and well that would become a problem too. If Hollywood producers actually just stuck to their guns and said, all right, don't come back. And then, you know, oh my God, it's just horrible. Look how they're treating the actresses. It's like, take the money or don't take the money. Okay. But stop crying. Stop crying about it, for God's sake. Anyway, go ahead, leave me your thoughts and your opinions in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.